Good morning, just Patrick here again, live from Complete Health. And I wanted to just go through a conversation, maybe give someone a bit of a feel-good Friday. I wanted to go through a conversation I had with a patient this week. And I get asked this, and I seem to be getting asked this question more and more and more as time goes on. So like it seems to be one of those things that people are like, you're always at work, and you're always full, and you're always busy, and you've always... So people keep asking me, like, how many hours a week do I work? And how many patients a week do I see? Now, I try not to disclose how many patients I see a week. I just find that some people start to get a little bit judgy. But the reality of it is that I work a lot of hours. And actually, I've written the conversation in the blurb that goes alongside this. But the moral of the story is that for me, I don't really feel like I actually work at all, if that makes sense. Now, let me explain to you why. So the conversation went a little bit like this. So I'm just really interested. You seem to be here all the time. How many hours a week do you work? And generally, as a rule of thumb, when someone asks me a question, the first thing I'll do is I'll respond with another question. And my question back to them was, well, are you asking how many hours I work with clients, or are you asking the total number of hours that I work in a week? And the patient said, well, what's the difference? And I said, well, there's a massive difference, because not only am I a chiropractor, I'm a clinic owner and director as well. And she said, okay, so what's your total number of hours that you'll work a week? And I said, well, it goes a little bit like this. So I'll spend roughly 40 to 50 hours, more or less, with patients each week. So I'm normally in the clinic from 8 o'clock on Mondays till 8 o'clock in the evening, again on Wednesdays and Thursdays. So that's already 36 hours. I'm normally here from 8 until about 3 or 4 on a Friday. And then again, I'm here from about 8 until about 2 or 3 on a Saturday. So, I mean, if you take all of those hours up, that's roughly 50 hours a week that I spend in the clinic just with patients. Now, that does not include all of the patient paperwork that I have to come in early to work for in order to make sure that I am within my guidelines to make sure that you guys are getting the best quality of care. Alongside that, I probably spend an extra 10 hours a week on personal and business development. So working on my own mental well-being, my own personal well-being, my own mental and business development, my own professional development, making sure I'm learning new techniques and staying up to date with the most up-to-date literature and reviews. So I spend another 5 to 10 hours a week doing that. And obviously then spend another 5 to 10 hours a week either on clinic running, management meetings, etc. And so really, if you kind of take the total hours of work that I do per week, technically speaking, I probably spend around 70 hours a week doing work-related stuff. And so the patient was like, why on earth do you work so much? And my response to the question blew her mind, is that I said, I don't work a day in my life. And she couldn't understand why. Now, the reality of it is that my job, or chiropractic to me, is not a job. It is not work. It's a lifestyle choice. I've decided to become a chiropractor because I get to aid people in a way, or I get to help people in a way that makes me feel good. And it gives me a life purpose and a sense of purpose to get up every single morning and do something that I really, really enjoy doing. I get to watch people develop and improve on their life every single day. And for 50 hours a week, those 50 hours a week are actually probably the easiest 50 hours of the week that I do. The paperwork and the clinic management and all the other work is work. So realistically, I probably work about 10 hours a week. The rest of it is all stuff that I really enjoy doing. The things that I really don't enjoy doing, by the way. And this is how I've set up my life. And this is so that when I come to doing these 50 hours a week, it becomes a lot easier, because I've set up everything in my life and I've delegated everything out that I don't want to do. So clinic adverts, I do 0 of the clinic adverts anymore. Stuff like paperwork I have to do because it's a legal requirement for chiropractors to do paperwork in this country. But any other stuff like letters, advertising, emails, all of that is essentially set up in a way that I will send a blurb or a voiceover, and my clinic managers will type it all up and they'll send it out to you. So I've delegated absolutely everything that I've done in my life that I do not want to do. And the reality of it is every single one of us can do exactly the same thing, because we have two things in our life. We have time and we have money. And if you are not willing to spend the time, guess what? You have to pay the money. And personally for me, it was worth it so that I could spend more time with patients to pay someone else to go and do the emails. It was worth my money to pay someone else to go out and do the advertising so I could spend more time with patients. It was worth the money to go and spend so that someone did all my newsletters so that I could spend more time with my patients. And the reality of it is that is the thing in my life that I enjoy doing the most. So what I've done is I've set it up in a way so I get to do the things that I enjoy the most, and so that I can then move away from the things that I don't enjoy doing so much. And again, this is what keeps me happy, positive, and alive every single day. So guys, the truth is we choose our environment doesn't choose us. So if you're stressed out in your life, there's a reason why that's starting to occur. And the only person that we can ever look to improve that is ourselves. Till tomorrow, hopefully some of you guys found this information helpful. If you've got any questions, obviously just post some comments below or send us a private message. I'm always happy to try and help and aid people in order to actually not only improve on their health, but their mental and physical well-being as well. Till tomorrow, take care.